Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. Matt is the hottest, smartest, and roundest whiskey taster on the planet. Buckle up, buttercups. Swirl a glass and put one down the hatch for the world's top whiskey taster.
What the heck is going on, everybody? Friday night. It's Friday. It's fun day. It's fun day friggin' Friday. I am so happy and so thrilled that I'm here with you folks tonight. All 60 of you in his house so far. I'm feeling good. Actually, well, no. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stick with that. Feeling good. Got a brand new shirt on from Into the AM they sent me today. It's got a heart on one side of it and a brain on the other side because they've got an enlarged heart and no brains. And they thought that I could use just a mixture of a little bit of help for both, I suppose. I don't know. That's just stupid. What the heck is going on, everybody? Hey, hickety, hey. Big Dogger was in the house. What's happening, Big Dogger? Bob Belkovic, JJ, Ethan C., Wendy Miller, Danny Gonzalez, the Bubble Man himself, Bubble Bath Bourbon, Daniel Carter, DC, how the heck are you? Sour Whiskey is here, Univ Poke. My mama's in the house, Bev Porter. Mom, how are you? Love you so much. What's going on? Gary Franchi, AC Jones, MD, Doctor's in the house. If anybody needs him, he's right there. Ethan C. chanting, Matt. Friggin' love it. Markowski, pour. You got the name right. You're in the right place. My mom's saying Matthew. That's just how I read it in my head. But I don't know why. Just Plain Shane's here. What's going on? Tonight's gonna be a fun, the roundest whiskey taster. I am the roundest, so suck on it. Kind of the way it's gonna work, because I'm in shape. That's what they say. The documentaries. Bah is here. That's garage to you. Heck yeah, it is. It's a beautiful. This garage is coming together really well. Just getting rid of cardboard and just making everything so much more roomy and fancy here. I have a disaster in this garage. Hey, Shayla's here. The Shay all day. What's going on, Shayla? How the heck are you? So happy to see you here. Scott Moody, Jim McKelly, trimmed beard is a big improvement. Thank you. Yeah. So what happens is I get a haircut and I trim the beard, and then I just let it go and let it grow until the next time. Then we start fresh all over again. Start fresh. Diplin's here. What's going on, Diplin? Bourbon Geeks in the house, in the garage. Bradley Anderson, Mr. Stephen Hayes. Smash that like button, says JJ. What a guy. Thank you, JJ. Is that a shark in your picture? It's a smiling shark. I didn't know that they existed. But I guess that sometimes you just have to have a smiling shark just to make things seem all right. JG, what? Thank you so much. Brandon C is here. Matt Thompson. A whole bunch of people. Murray Parker, first live to watch live. Yes. I'll try not to disappoint you. And if I do, super sorry about that. I tend to do that. Tend to disappoint. That's all right, though. We don't have to go too deep into that conversation. Speaking of disappointment, we have Rare Stash Bourbon going up against 4 competitors tonight. Which will come out on top? I don't know. But Rare Stash is $100. Hopefully it comes out on top. We'll see. We'll see in a little bit later. Jimmy Copeland, what up? Bourbon Pimp. If you're feeling like a bourbon pimp, come on, dust your shoulders off. That's just a good song. Scott Moody looking sharp. Thank you. You're sounding sharp, Scott. I like the way you said that. I like the tone of your voice. Will Henderson, thanks for the super chat, Will. Cheers, champ. Cheers to you, Mr. MVP. I love me some Will Henderson. He's a great guy, that guy. Daily, annual, weekly is opening an old granddad bottled and bond. Nice. That would have been a great addition to this flight I'm doing tonight. But I don't have one of those handy. And I thought about putting an old Grandad 114 in the flight, and then I thought, no, too expensive, too majestic, too well-rounded, too, what's the right word? I don't know. Too good to put into a flight with Rare Stash. Chris Martin, Violet Super Chat. Thank you so much. First super of the night. Chris Martin. Love you, Mr. Martin. Where's Julie like? I don't know. I haven't seen Dan or Julie yet. They're going through some family stuff. I know if you've been on their streams. So if you haven't talked to them, reach out to them and tell them you're thinking about them. They got some stuff going on. But hopefully they show up tonight. If not, totally get it. But love me some Dan and Julie. Jim McGalley is here. I have some 16-year-old Hirsch Reserve for your tasting prowess. Can we discuss? Oh, we shall discuss. 16-year Hirsch. What that stuff has got to be old, right? Isn't that? I mean, not like 16 years old, but I mean like dated, like that. But that hasn't been for. It must have been bottled a while back, is what I'm saying. Dang. Yeah, let's talk about it. Email me, ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. And in the subject line, put capital letters, big boobs. That way I will for sure see it. Junior SVT. Hi, Matt. What the haps? What's going on, Mr. Junior SVT? Oh, I miss my Mustang. Every time I see her name, it wasn't an SVT. It was very slow. It was just a GT. But I still miss it. Bourbon, let's drink all the cheap stuff. We're doing it tonight. We're doing it tonight after I drink something more expensive. I gotta spoil myself a little bit. TX Runner 1. Good evening, Matt. Sipping some Still Austin cask strength. Holy moly, kicking my booty. Have WT 101 in reserve. Little wild turkey. When I need to ramp it down a bit, I'll be sleeping in. It's Saturday. Tomorrow's Saturday. If you don't want to wake up to watch the cartoons, then do what you do. Do it all. Do it all tonight. Not all of it, though. Jeff Mahar, drinking some Woodford Reserve 5 malted stouter mash. 5 malted? Oh, stout? Is that good? I've heard some mixed reviews on that one. By the way, Jeff, thank you again for the sample of the Redbreast that I sampled this past week on 1 Ounce Wednesday. Super, super good. Really, really enjoyed it a lot. Wendy Miller, what the heck? Thank you, Wendy. That was unnecessary, but I'll take it. I'll accept it. Thank you, Wendy Miller. Gonna be hard to be the first and only Rex rated Rare Stash. Well, Dan S., this is what I did. I made a video of Rare Stash versus Blade and Bow that I didn't even edit because maybe I'll edit it. I don't know. But I'll let you. It was like a collector bottle, like a bottle that people would collect for some whatever reason. Stutz Weller, blah, 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 marketing, blah, 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 versus Rare Stash, which is just blah, blah, blah. And turns out Rare Stash had no business being anywhere near it. It's not nearly as good as that. So I'm like, let's put it up against some real cheap stuff to see how it does. Lucky 7 bourbon. I've seen that on the shelves. I've been tempted to pick it up. It's expensive though. It's expensive. Will says he's hanging out with Klein on Wednesday. You want to give him crap? Yeah. If you have something you want me to bring up, let me know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Klein, what a guy. I miss Mr. Klein. Got any Old Taylor for the flight? No Old Taylor, I do not. Let's see. The 27 was amazing. It was really, really good. Chris Cox is here. Just Plain Shane says Rare Stash is going down tonight. I hope it doesn't. I hope it does well. I mean, I don't know. It should do well tonight. It should. Whiskey Central, Sloppy Joe combo. Sloppy Joes. So good. Even when they're old, they're good. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it, buddy. It was really stinking good. I've never had a really old Irish whiskey before until that. What a dapper looking gentleman, says Embellish Pada. Whatever. That's you. Here, I got to pour something. We got to get this party started off right. I got a thing in the mail from Bardstown Bourbon Company from Brandon, who sent me a bottle of KBS Stout. Excuse me, and a sample bottle of their Founders KBS. So I'm going to start the night off with that. And then we're going to get into the flight. This fancy box. America. This is 200 milliliters. Do I like beer? Not really. Not a huge beer guy. Do I like stout beer? I think when I did drink beer, I think stout was okay. So I'm going into this one a little skeptical. But America. We'll see. We'll see how she be. It's 10-year Tennessee whiskey, which, obviously, where the heck did I put my mouse? Is George Dickel, I would imagine. Oh, boy. I'm losing stuff. 10-year Tennessee whiskey. They were a compelling blend. Ooh, now I'm interested. It's a compelling blend of rich. Oh, no, those are tasting notes. Don't go there, Porter. Don't want to read those. Savor the latest addition to this innovative series with our Founders Brewing Co. released 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon finish for 15 months in Founders KBS stout barrels. All righty. Well, I will give this the most gentle of swirls. We'll get into why I'm being gentle later when I pour the rare stash. But I don't want to hurt this whiskey. I don't want to hurt it. Let's see here. All right. Nice and gentle. Jeez Louise. The Rebel Yell 100 is pretty solid. Just plain Shane. I don't like Rebel Yell 100. I don't. It was actually on my list of whiskeys not to buy because I dislike it. Do I have a copper and cask near me? I do not. What the heck is copper and cask? Excuse me. Huh. What in the world? It's very light. Ooh. That's interesting. It smells like Cocoa Krispies milk. It smells like the milk that's at the bottom of the Cocoa Krispies bowl. Interesting. It's kind of sweet smelling. AJ Zalina, sorry I'm late, was finishing up some woodworking. Really? What were you working on with wood? Were you building a bench, a bird feeder, a sauna? Were you dabbling in making some boards for bags? Nobody can beat me in bags. That's a bet. Double dare you to try. What were you woodworking? I'm interested. Jim Hess. Ever had corsets, whips, and whiskey from Journeyman? Yeah, I do have a bottle of that. The wheat whiskey. It is. I've had a store pick. The one I have is a store pick, and it's not bad. It's a little funky. I know Fred Minnick really loves that, and I know the Bourbon Junkies absolutely hate it. Oh, do I still have that thing? Oh my gosh, I wonder if I do. I don't know if I do. It'd be so funny if I did. It was a video I had on here. Did I delete it? Oh, I think I might have deleted it. You idiot. You could have used it tonight. I so could have used it. But I didn't. I got rid of it. Unless, of course, I didn't. In which case, I'm in luck. Oh, no, here it is. This is Fred Minnick's reaction to Journeyman corsets, whips, and whiskey versus the Bourbon Junkies' reaction to the sample I sent them. And here we go.
Nose. I mean, if the palate is as good as this nose, which the nose is basically, you're walking into, someone is baking a cake. There's like caramel icing over here ready to go. All those good baking aromas are in the air, and they're just kind of all together in like one kind of like note. This thing smells beautiful. I almost don't want to taste it because it smells so good.
Fuck's sake.
Okay.
Oh, this smells like sewage. Do you feel sewage?
It smells like raw cabbage.
Or like a beach with a lot of dead fish on it. I love that shit. That makes me laugh hard every single time. Oh my goodness. Dara's here. Why is my phone buzzing? What the heck is happening over here? Sorry, I'm just one of those. Oh, Dan Shook is texting me. He must not know I stream right now. What a bugger. Dara's in the house. Is it cornhole or bags? Doesn't really matter to me. Still texting. I don't have the mental capacity to deal with text messages in the middle of a live stream. Whiskey Rose says, true story. Journeyman is in the little 700-person town I went to high school in. You went to a high school in a town that small in Michigan? So did I, except for smaller, as a matter of fact. But you must have been like in a Class D school, or maybe C if you got lucky. Their distillery used to be a factory, but it was a haunted house when we were in high school. That's actually a super cool story. Haunted house. This is... Huh. Wow. It's got the beer ski on the end there. Second week in a row, I started off the stream drinking a beer-finished whiskey before a flight. I just realized that when I tasted it, because that's a stouty bugger. Zow. Do I like that? I have no idea. It's very, very zingy, if that's a word. I don't think that's the word. Whiskey Rose says same batch. No, that if you're talking about the Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey, no. Fred had something totally different. The one I had was a single barrel. I think that did DC send me that? I can't remember, but they were definitely different. Let's see here. Oh, geez, I'm way behind. Class C. Okay. My graduating class was 29 kids, I think. Between 28 and 31 kids, I think, were in my graduating class. All right. Brian Hildebrand needs a wrench. What do you need a wrench for? Do we need to start beating people up around here or what? Thank you for the super chat, Brian. Brian Hildebrand. He's right on brand. Brian Hildebrand. Yep, store pick. See, I got a memory like a something or other. Huh. For some reason, it seems muted. For some reason, that Founders Bardstown seems like it's not doing what I'm expecting. It's like it's not hitting the palate and like going shoof. It's just like, I wonder if that's going to be my palate tonight or if that's just the whiskey, if it needs to air out, or I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one yet, to be totally honest. I mean, I'm not spitting it out. That's a good thing. Alrighty. Graduating class was 540. That is more than lived in my county, probably. Alrighty. Let's see here. Man, I need some water after that. The beer is definitely there. The beer on the finish is stout as a dark beer, I'm guessing. Kind of bitter tendencies. It's a little bit bitter. It's a little bit beer-like. It's a little bit of a beer-like whiskey. Let's see here. All right. Sorry, I'm catching up now. I'm catching up here. Wow, Mike Reed had 18 kids in his class? Holy smokes, Mike Reed. That's not very many. You just knew everything about everybody. Team Sloppy Joe says Matt Horn. Heck yeah. Favorite 1792 release? I'm a fan of the Full Proof, and I like the aged 12 years. I don't have a bottle of that. I did not like the Sweet Wheat. I don't think I was a huge fan of the high rye either. So I guess I would have to say the aged 12 year and the full proof. I also like just the standard small batch is good too. Jeffrey Gillum, have you had any of the Penelope light whiskey? Been savoring because I never want to run out. So good. I haven't had it yet, but if I run into a bottle, I'll pick it up. For sure. Latrell Sprewell. What about Latrell Sprewell? Very bittery. Oh, stouts. Dara, holy crap. You went to a small school too. Jimmy Goldblum hit 8. He could say he was in the top 10. Lots of small school kids around here. I'm not reading that whiskey roast. I'll read it. Good news, I hooked up with my teacher. Bad news, I was homeschooled. That's bad. That's bad. You're bad. You're not. That's bad. All right. So I'm going to pour this flight. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you a couple things that I got going on here. So I'm going to ignore chat for a second while I pour this. So I got to be careful I don't knock this whole turntable over again. Let's do Rare Stash America in glass A. Pouring it really gently because these really super aged whiskeys are very delicate. That's what somebody left to comment on the Redbreast 27 video, saying that stop swirling that shit. That whiskey's really delicate. The older it gets, the more delicate it is. And I was like, sorry, brother. Didn't know you were that delicate. He was the delicate one, not the whiskey. Rebel Yell 100 proof Rebel Yell. It's got a loose cork on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. It's just the top portion is loose. The bottom half is fat and tight. America. Whew. We'll go in B. Oh, still squeaky. Then let's do Very Old Barton 100 proof fresh crack America and C. Then, you know what? I'm going to put these down as I go because I got to do the swirling wheel of swirls. Evan Williams 1783 fresh crack. Twist off. America in D. Figured that out pretty quickly, thankfully. And then in E, in glass E, JTS Brown, fresh crack. America. Bloop, 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 bloop. Nailed it. All right. Now we put them on the wheel. Random spots on the wheel, and we give it a spin. The heck is that? Got a sticky something. Yuck. Oop. Oh, it's stuck. There we go. All right. Don't spill nothing. I already know which one is which, so that's good. Now we spin. Justin Nink says he's drunk already, lol. Justin Nink. Friggin' nincompoop. Let's see. Evan Williams for the win. Truth be told, I'm not a huge fan of any of these. But I guess we'll see which one I'm the least fan of. The smallest fan. Chrissy Newberry's in the house. What's going on, Chrissy? Don't knock this over, Matt. Planning a trip to Louisville for May. What is everyone's must do? In Louisville? I don't know. I'd go to Old Forester. I'd stop in Old Forester for sure. I'd stop in Peerless. The Peerless tour is really nice. I'd definitely go into Justin's House of Bourbon and go to like their tasting bar, get some pours that you never had before. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling up to see if I missed anything while pouring. I did not. Ooh, the JTS is an epic lawn pour bottle? I'll have to figure that out. The terrifying wheel. Well, because it's sitting on 3 magnificent Alec Bradley cigar boxes. All right. Super spun. Those are all in what I would consider to be they were delicately spun, just so we didn't hurt them or injure them. Jeffrey Wack is here. Jeffrey Wack, how are you? Now I'm randomly picking them up off the wheel. Randomly picking them up. Don't spill them, Matt. Putting them in random spots in my flyboard. And then we'll number them 1 through 5. Thank you, Julie Like, for that great wheel of confusion. Works really well. I don't really need it, but it's fun to do. Fun to spin. So again, this flight is Rare Stash versus JTS Brown versus Rebel Yell 100 versus Evan Williams 1783 versus Varial Barton 100. 100. Which ones did I pour in which glass? No idea. But we'll worry about that later, I suppose. All right. Stay there. We did it. We did it. We made it this far. Suavlos has just discovered this channel. Amazing. Thank you for being here. If I scare you away, then super sorry about that. But I appreciate you being here. Christopher Gable, the Heaven's Door pick is really good. I tried that last week. Super good. Super, super good. I really like it. Was that in a toasted barrel? I do not remember if it said it was in a toasted barrel or not. But I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for that. All right. Let's get into glass 1. This is what I did. For these pours, I wanted to make them stuff that like could be a bit farmy, could be a bit nutty, could be a bit not aged as long as necessary to be great. I wanted to put cheap bourbons in with Rare Stash to see if Rare Stash could be better than these. Because for a bottle of Rare Stash, you can purchase all 4 other bottles and still have like $20 left. So there's that. You could purchase all of these bottles and have $20 left for the price of 1 bottle of Rare Stash. Let's see if it's worth it. It's not. Ooh. First glass is sweet and cinnamony, like a cinnamon roll. A little bit of a cinnamon roll ski. Little, maybe some banana. A little banana bread on glass number 1. Sorry, I'm trying to work my mouse with my left hand, and I'm failing miserably. The wrench sent Mark Emanecker. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks to the wrench for sending everybody. Big blessings out to Trev and Biggin. Poor guy. Freaking animals, man. That's the worst when they go. Perhaps if you had a slow-turning motorized wheel, dude, we ain't that fancy around here. Yeah, definite banana bread. With the nuts. What kind of nuts go in banana bread? Like walnuts or something? Gary Franchi, thank you so much. Somebody copy that and then paste it later. I need that. Crappy pours. Mark says, thanks for the ADHD Kenzie. Heck yeah, dude. I'm glad that you got that. Breaking in with Starlight Double Oak Store Pick. Sweet. I do like the Kenzies for sipping. All right, let's go for a sip of glass one. Glass one is super basic bourbon. It's like a one basic bitch. It's a bit sweet. It's a bit, man, I don't even know how to really, it's brown sugar. It's ethanol. That is bourbon. Not the greatest bourbon, but definitely not bad. I wouldn't say that that's bad. So there's that. That's a good thing. Nothing really stands out about it. I wonder if I'm gonna have to have little to say about all these pours or not. Who's to say? All right, let's go to glass two. I'm Freezer says, I have a bottle of 1783 that isn't opened, so convince me that it is worth opening right now. It's like $18. So boom, that should be convincing enough. 1783 is actually the price of it. So what are you saving it for? Glass two. Huh. Why is my phone buzzing? Stupid phone. Glass two's got a bit of a funk job on it. A little bit of a funk job. A little bit of apples. A little bit of some sort of there's almost a mint to it, like a little bit of a mint happening here. This does have a breakfasty note, like a hot cereal kind of, like cream of wheat. Let's go for a sip. All right. Glass two has got some issues we need to work through. It's not all right. Glass two is a bit sour. Oh, bleh. Glass two makes it's a bit bitter. It's not great. As a lingerer, it's really lingering around. Oh, okay. Glass two is not my favorite, I would say. We could say it's not my favorite. Nick Massey, new patron and first live I've been able to catch. Cheers. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for being here live. Thanks for being a patron. Thank you to all the patrons out there who support the channel. Friggin' love you guys so much. And the new sticker for the barrel pick, I asked if we wanted it to be holographic or glow in the dark, and glow in the dark won by a country mile. Some people said both, and that wasn't an option because they don't make them, I guess. But there it is. It is a barrel, single barrel, and the mash bill undisclosed, the source undisclosed. We don't know where it came from, but it's really, really good. 117 proof. Kentucky bourbon, 7 years old. It's Secret of the Booze. A little bit of a throwback to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yeah, that's the new store pick, or single barrel, I should say. That should be available within a week or two. It should be up for sale. Whenever I get the call from Ryan, whenever he says, we got it, let's do it. Derek Patton's here. Cheers. Whiskey Roast. Nice. Oh my goodness gracious. I gotta stop reading Whiskey Roast's comments. Oh my word. Oh, excuse me. All right, let's move on to glass C. You should play your luscious guitar jams in the background. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to lusciously play those. Whew. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. Glass 3 also very fresh. Glass 3 is fresh. It's like it's young bourbon here, young distillate. Also has a little bit of farminess happening. A little bit of nuttiness, maybe. A little bit of caramel. It's like a dry roasted peanut with a thin layer of caramel. It'd be like a candy you'd get out of a quarter machine that's been in there for 3 or 4 years. A little bit of a Baby Ruth vibe happening, I guess you could say. The palate, though, she's a bit nutty. Got a little bit of the dry nuts, eh? A little bit of a nut job there. A little bit of nuts. A little bit nutty there. Not bad, though. I mean, it's a budget pour. This is a $20 or less bottle. So, gonna expect them to be not all the greatest here. Sirens. We never hear sirens here. This is the opposite of when we lived in Hartford, Connecticut. Remember that, guys? If you've been watching long enough, every Friday night, there were gunshots outside the window, and we had to decide whether or not I was going to duck for cover. Here, it's different. In Colorado, 0 sirens ever. Never any sirens. So when I do hear a siren, I'm like, what the heck's going on? Embellish Pod. Amazon has slow-turning USB-powered turntables. Take the 20 and go pick one up. It'll be fancy. Really? All right. You've asked for it, and I'll do it. Thank you for the super chat. More? There must be a fire. It's the only time there's sirens. It's got to be a fire. Trev Wilson sent me, a.k.a. The Ditch. The Ditch Snitch. Ooh, that sounds personal. That sounds like a fist fight waiting to happen. All right, let's go to glass 4. So far, I'm thinking 1 is my favorite, then 3, then 2, I think so far. Who wins between Puncher's Chance and Rare Stash? I haven't had Puncher's Chance yet. I haven't had it yet. But I'll tell you one thing. Puncher's Chance isn't $100, so there's that going for it. All right. Swirling and twirling glass number 4. Pretty light color on this bad boy. 264 in chat. Only 96 likes. What the heck? If you feel like hitting the like button, I would appreciate it. No big deal. If you don't, it's free though, and it's not that hard. But Whiskey Roast says, I would join Patreon, but I got banned because of that whole January 6th thing. Just kidding. Or am I? Whiskey Roast, you wouldn't join Patreon. You stop it. I've read all about, I read your profile, and I understand. Not a fan of the Patreons. I totally get it. Totally understand. I also don't know what January 6th means. Let's see here. The name of the glass. This is a. If you're playing along at home, every time somebody asks what glass this is, you gotta take a drink. This is called a Whiskey Scotch, a Whiskey with a V, crystal-footed Scotch tasting glass. Did Daniel Carter make the sticker? Not this one. He put some work, though, into some other ones that I'm going to use for other stuff. He made me with the Stone Cold Steve Austin body and a jacket that says Porter 316. Glass 4 doesn't smell bad. Huh. Glass 4 is more fresher fruits. A little bit of cinnamon apple. A little bit of cherry. Interesting. This nose is nice. Let's taste it. That ain't bad. Four's pretty good. Oh, the finish though. Whew. Wow, I spoke too soon. Wow. The finish is coming in with some nuts. Some pungent nuts. But still not bad. Now the finish has died off and we're good there. Bourbon, Trev says Mama Wrench sent me. By the way, folks, Trev Wilson will be competing in 2 weeks on Matt Madness, for Matt Madness. Next week is the opening week of the Matt Madness tournament, the Matt Madness Whiskey Tasting Invitational. Perry from My Bourbon Podcast will be taking on Abandoned Bourbon. That's Brian Bikey, for all y'all who don't know. And the third competitor is the one and only Clifton from Bourbon Bites. They're going to kick things off next week in the one and only Matt Madness Whiskey Tasting Invitational of Whiskey Tasting Champions and Novices. Call Justin Ninky Nincompoop again? Well, he said I was already drunk after I took literally a 1 sip of whiskey, so friggin' nincompoop. Show us your cool shirt. Oh, it's a Into the AM shirt. Now that I look at it, it looks like it's my breasts, but it's really a brain and a heart. The three main parts of a body. My favorite parts: brains, heart, breasts. The best. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Sorry if I missed anything. I'm just way the heck behind. Holy crap. Scrolling down. All right, now I'm caught up on chat. Hey, Mojo88 Bass and Bourbon's in the house. What's going on, Mojo? What's up, buddy? And all right, I'm gonna go to glass 5. Mojo coming in hot. Respect your elders or eat dog shit. I like it. Then he says forever. Absolutely. Agreed. Big Dogger says, you live in Colorado and never talk about weed. What's up with that? I just moved here and I lived in Michigan before Colorado, so I don't know. It's not like if I was, oh my gosh, I'd be a total disaster on if my what would my mom say? If I was on the marijuana, I would be a wreck. It would be terrible. Glass 5. It smells like a crispy, kind of like an elephant ear, but more like a crispy. Oh, but then we got a few nutty ones here tonight, folks. Got a few nutty ones. Oh, whew. I don't know about this. At first, it smelled like a delicious, like sweet, crispy baked good, like some sort of like a wafer or something. But then really transitioning into heavy nuttiness here. And I don't mind nuttiness on bourbons, but not heavy nuttiness. This reminds me of a Heaven Hill product. This kind of reminds me of like, you know what? This kind of reminds me of like an Elijah Craig / Larceny a little bit. So I wonder if this is the 1783, or it could be the Rebel Yell. because those are both Heaven Hill. How many Heaven Hill products do I have here? 3. JTS Brown's Heaven Hill also, isn't it? Yep. Jeez, man. I didn't mean to do that, but I guess it's 3 Heaven Hill products. That explains the nuttiness. My word. All right. Garrett Buffington's in the house, the buffest man on the internet, or at least that I've heard of. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Also not bad. Kind of a nut job though. Kind of a nut job. Let me put these in kind of like what I would consider to be sort of order. 1. Did I like 1? I think I liked shoot. Son of everyone's bitch. 1, 3. I think I liked. I don't have to taste through them again, I guess. But putting that in the last place because it made me make the face. 5, 3, 4. I guess I'll go backwards. I'll go to 4 now. I did like 1. Okay. Whew. Number 4. Shelf turds all the way. Matt Madness 2022. Let me see if I can show you the bracket. This is what the bracket looks like so far. See if I can. Let's see. Can I make this go away? Whatever. I'll just try to make the bracket available. Oh, by the way, if anybody is out there and you're very good at making brackets or clickable brackets or like people can like pick who they think is going to win and then like it sends that to an email or something. If anybody's smart with that type of stuff, I really want to make a Madness bracket where people can like think, like click and choose who's going to win. And then like if there's a winner, like a bracket winner. But I don't know how to do it. And I really don't have the time to figure it out. So if anybody out there is a bracket expert or some sort of expert that knows how to maybe possibly do that, email me, ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. And I will compensate you with whiskey and love and hearts and a Valentine. I've got leftovers. Let's see here. Heaven Hill is awesome up and down the ranks. Whew. Oh, I was going to show you the damn bracket. What the heck? I am seriously not on top of my game, which is normal. Just pretty normal. I want to share a window? An entire screen? Maybe. Do I want to share my entire screen? That might get weird. A window. What if I click that? Oh, there it is. So this is the bracket so far. Well, then I was clicked off of there. Oh, I can't even see it. Dang it. Does that work better? Can you even see that? Probably can't even see that. But it's Brian, Bikey, Clifton, and Perry, and then David, Trev, and Kira. Then Dara, Dan, Shook, and Will. I don't know. The only one that I'm not sure about for the 11th is Will. I need to get in touch with Will from the podcast to see if he's down or not. Then we have Bobby and Sam from My Whiskey She Wines versus Sean from the Bourbon Junkies. And then you can kind of see. Then there's buys in the second round. That's kind of the way the bracket looks so far. Changes probably are going to be made just due to scheduling. And what the heck? Now it's not even on there? Whatever. Get off of there. Livewire Whiskey. I'm excellent at making trophies. I can get a poster board from the dollar store. I could do the same thing. Then Scott Pigsley's like, Google form? See, Scott, that's what I'm talking about. I'm just stupid. I used to be smart when it came to stuff, and now all of a sudden I'm old. Abby Who Inks is in the house. Everybody, Abby Who Winks is in the house. I was asking for an old school printable PDF, but now you're looking to get all fancy. Even if somebody knows how to do a printable PDF, then we can do it. We can do, I don't know. I print brackets and do good old pen and paper, says Nick Foles. That's old school. Love it. DC says he can make a printable one. All right. All right. Too small. I'm sorry, Brian B. Again, too small for us. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll have it. Where was it's? They were there for show. They were on the right side of the bracket. Sarah got a bye into the second round, and Chad was also there. So they're definitely in and in. Jeffrey Wack is calling out everybody saying, y'all too afraid to face me? Whiskey Rose says, Matt Madness greater than Ascot Awards. I am also, I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet, but I will be I will be a part of this year's Ascot Awards. Fred Minnick reached out and asked if I would be a judge in the Ascot Awards. So I said, heck yeah. So I'll be judging all sorts of spirits. The American Spirit Council of Tasters, Ascot. It's like a thing that the letters make words or whatever. So I'm doing that. That's really cool. That's going to happen at the end of March. Thank you, Whiskey Roast, for reminding me, even though you had no idea, kind of like that. The way that you made me remember that. It's pretty funny. Scott Pigsley, my email is ADHDwhiskey@gmail.com. Let's do the tourney in the metaverse. Brian B, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Letters do make words. Let's see. What else was like? Oh, other big news. Let me taste number 4 again. Huh. Okay. I remember one of these I wasn't a fan of, other than whoa. Huh. 3 and 4 are pretty close, but I got like 4 more than 3. These are all pretty bitter. Will I be wearing an ascot? Whoops. I'm sorry. What's your opinion on MFC? Sorry if this is a common question, S. David. The heck is MFC? Should I don't. What's makers? No. Mixtures? No. MFC. Somebody help me out. Abby Who Winks asked, will I be wearing an ascot with the sweater vest for the special event? Sweater vest only. Sweater vest only. Sweater vest gets busted out tomorrow night because I'm bringing my 2 children, my 2 little girls, on their first ever daddy-daughter dance. It's a princess ball. Sweater vest city, bitches. Sweater vest city, flowers. I'm going to bring them some fake champagne. And then we're just going to celebrate and have a great night. I'm going to bring them dancing, and I'm going to embarrass them. My 6-year-old already told me that I wasn't allowed to dance because it's embarrassing, and I'm bad at it. I asked her if I could sing. She told me I was also bad at that. So it looks like I'll just be chaperoning the daddy-daughter dance. But then next Friday, sweater vest is back. And nope, that's the next Friday. Sweater vest is back next Friday for Matt Madness. But the Friday after that, I will be live hosting Matt Madness live from Louisville, as I will be in Kentucky on the night of the 3rd and all day on the 4th. Then I'll be leaving the 5th. I'm actually finally going to Bardstown and blending my blend for Bardstown Bourbon Company. So I'm going there. Mike Outcolt, who was the winner this year, we're both going there. We're both blending stuff. We're both making our own blends. And then those bottles will be available in the gift shop, like probably a month later or so. I don't know. I'll keep you all updated. If it's really good, I'll tell you. If it's bad, I'll tell you. And then I'll tell you when it's available. I do hit a mean Macarena. Ooh, glass 5 smells nice. I'm going to dance and sing, Drew. I have to. Five is more subtle than the rest, but it's nice. It's gentle. It's gentle, and I kind of like it. I kind of like the way it's gentle. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna take a bunch of pictures for the grandparents and the electric slide. That sounds like I'd break everything if I tried the electric slide. Overland Dan, nice name. Hey, from Parker, Colorado, sipping on delicious Chattanooga barrel pick. I didn't know Chattanooga did barrel picks. Honestly, when did they start doing that? Do I have an aerial voice? No, it's more like it's not really aerial. It's pretty bad. Mellow corn, according to Google. Oh, I haven't had it in a while. I actually gifted my bottle before I moved across the country to a friend of mine. It was fine. Mellow corn's fine. It's extra cheap. It's like, what, $9? What do you expect? 100 proof bottled and bond corn whiskey, $9. No biggie. It's not bad. Wait, there has to be a blend release party regardless if it is good at ADHD Whiskey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be going there when it's released or not. But from my understanding, I asked like how long it would take for it to be released, and they said maybe a month, who knows, like give or take. If that's the case, then there's going to be I might be in Kentucky anyway because of Whiskey Weekend. So maybe it'll be released during that weekend, maybe not. That would be really cool. Mother effing cornbread? I love cornbread. Cornbread's the shit. Number 5 is a big spoon taking your worries away. I don't know. Let's try number 1. One and 5 are the best two. For sure. 4 and 3 could be flip-flopped. I'm not really sold on either 4 or 3. They're both just whatever. They both make me pucker at the end. I think that they're both pretty nutty and make me pucker a bit at the end. Number 2 is by far the worst. I think. Try number 2 again. Yeah, 2 smells not good. 2 smells, how do I put it? Whatever 2 is makes me not, I don't want to smell it anymore. If that makes sense. It's off. There's something off-putting there that like you smell it and you're like, yuck. Like the rest of these are fine to more than fine. Glass 2 is not good. Glass 2 is, I'll sip it one more time. Oh. No, glass 2 goes in last place. So my order from worst to best, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You know what? Let me pick a real first place. I'm going to actually decide between 5 and 1 because I want the first place to be right. But glass 2 is very sour and very not tasty. Areola voice. Sweater Vest City. Luol, dang, that's good. Throwback to the Advent calendar. Jeffrey Wack, sweet, you're going to Whiskey Weekend? That makes me very happy. Everyone does barrel picks. I'll respect the hell out of the first company that says we're not interested until we build a consistent profile that our customers are familiar with. Just barrel picks. Oh, because that makes sense. You're saying that people who are, well, I don't know. Like I can see that for people who are sourcing whiskey. I can see that for like people who are primarily sourcing whiskey. You know what? I don't know. That's a difficult one, and it's a good conversation piece because I can see what you're saying, but also I can see the side where it's like, let's say Chattanooga is doing barrel picks, and like for me personally, when I think Chattanooga, it's malty as heck. It's a super malty profile. But like if you go pick a barrel of theirs, I wouldn't hate them for it because like some of the stuff could be just different or off profile, or like I know what you're saying is they might not have a profile yet, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't sell a barrel to somebody who just enjoys what they got out of a barrel. But I also see what you mean saying that like selling single barrels could just be them trying to make a few extra bucks on the side. I don't know. I can see both ways for sure. Oh, now everyone's trying to say what MFC means. Thank you, Scott. I'll check that. The Minnesota Bass Hunter. I just joined the live stream right after watching a clip of exhausted Olympic biathletes collapsing at the finish line. Weak. That's weak. You know what? Collapse after the finish line. That's all I'm saying. Am I a triathlete? No. But I'm a triathlete. That means I eat at least 3 meals after this live stream. Triathlete. Yeah, write that down. They're almost ready for the endurance needed for blind whiskey tasting. Hey, whiskey tasting is a sport for show. It absolutely is. When I was in Connecticut, I made a sign to stand outside of ESPN studios with a sign that said whiskey tasting is a sport when I was trying to get into the world's top whiskey taster finals, or like when I was trying to get chosen to be there. But with coronavirus and everything, everything was shut down. They wouldn't even let you in the damn parking lot. Tennessee High Malt, yeah, they're a malty bugger. Triathlete, absolutely. Erie is greater than. Oh, that's a. What about Erie? Is Erie greater than Michigan, Mojo? Is Erie greater bass fishing than Michigan? Michigan got some tanks. Dave says, Maddie, you're a hero. Strong word, yes, but if the sweater vest fits, then so be it. I'm also a good question wondering if the sweater vest still fits. Sweater vest still fits. I might not. I might have to squeeze into that bugger. All right. Let me just pick the correct winner here. 5 and 1. 5 and 1. 5 and 1. I think I like the nose better on 5. It's a little bit softer. It's not quite as brash. The nose on glass 1 is a bit sharp, a bit ethanol forward. Taste 5. Mm. 5 is very well rounded. It's very I would say that 5 has got to be the most put together here. It's sweet. It's got a bit of nuttiness to it, but it's just there's nothing bad happening on 5. There's nothing that I'm disliking. There's nothing that's aggressive or agitating or irritating. Nothing that's making me want to throw a fit. Nothing that's making me want to write a strongly worded letter to our governor or our mayor or our legislature. It's a big word for me. So give me credit for that. Glass number 1. Dog barking out. Oh, I almost made a mistake. I almost put glass 1 in front of glass 5. No, the clear winner here is glass 5. Second place is glass 1. My order from least favorite to favorite. Glass 2 is by far in last place. Fourth and third place are glasses 3 and 4. Those could be flip-flopped. Not great, but still leaps and bounds better than glass 2. Glass 1's in second place and glass 5 is in first place. Let's find out what we did. Gary Franchi, if you're still in chat, will you please paste the key so we know what is what? Baba Bourbon says, no, there's only one drain pour here, and that's glass 2. Glass 2 is unfortunately not great at all, like not drinkable. And I don't know which one it is. If I had to guess, I don't even know. I've had some pretty strong feelings against Rebel Yell before. We'll find out. Oh, there's Gary Franchi. Boom, on the screen. What a gentleman, that Gary Franchi. Oh, and Gary, by the way, also, I owe you a package. I sent out multiple packages today, and I have to send out a few more. Gary, yours is one of them, and I'm going to sweeten the deal for you. I'm sorry it took so long to get you those triads, those Alec Bradley beautiful cigars that everybody loves so much. And if you don't love them, then you've never smoked them, because they are the finest, greatest, most beautiful, smokable, delicate, and delicious cigars on the planet. And the people who make them are sweethearts, genuine sweethearts. Except for I've never met Bradley. He could be a total dick and I would never know. And if that's the case, then super sorry for leading you down the path of Bradley. But he has a mustache that's kind of weird, which makes me feel like he's a good guy. Because here's the thing. If you're a normal looking person and you're a decent person, you can throw on a really weird mustache and not think anything of it. But if you're a normal looking person and you're a bad person, or not a great person, or a person who has skeletons in the closet or something to hide, you don't dare put on a weird mustache. You don't dare grow a Luigi mustache that makes everybody look at you, because that just draws attention. And attention to people who don't want attention is bad. Therefore, Kimsi Kusa, or whatever, however you say that, how would you put it? It's like Kimsi Kusa, no, damn it. If this is true, then this is true. I wish I was smarter than I am. Therefore, Bradley must be a great guy. Because if he wasn't, there's no way he would grow a mustache like that. No way. What's the rank? I'm getting there, Robert Shea. Just wait a second. We've only been here for an hour and 10 minutes. John Higson, I will see you at Whiskey Weekend. Not a smiley face, not an exclamation point, nothing. John Hicks, he doesn't even have a picture. Is that a threat? Or is that like, John, I need you to follow up with that, because I'm a little worried now. All it says is, I will see you at Whiskey Weekend. Not even a punctuation mark. I don't even know what to think of that. I'm scared. I'm literally scared of John Higson. I got to bring security now. Because if it said can't wait to see you at Whiskey Weekend or Whiskey Weekend, let's do this. But no, it just says, I will see you there. I will see you in the parking lot. Shooter McGavin, I will see you in the parking lot. That's what that sounded like to me. All right, let's do this. Let's figure it out. Oh, shoot. Then I got to go back to Gary Franchi's thing. Alec is in the house? All right. I love Alec. Alec is a beautiful man. Actually, I'm not sure. He might use filters. I love that I turn this on and within seconds you're doing an AB and talking shit about Bradley. I've never met the guy. I've never talked to him. But if you think about it, nobody on earth would grow a mustache like that if they had something to hide. No. All right, let's do this. There's the Gary Franchi key. Order from favorite to least favorite, 5, 1, 4, 3, 2. Number 2, by far the worst of this bunch, is very sour. It's off-putting. It's farmy. It's not great. And it is letter... I still can't see. A. What was A? No shit. Oh my God. I'm just staring at that key. Is that Gary? Is that correct? That's garbage. I cannot believe for a second that they're selling that bottle for $100. Oh my God. When I smelled it the first time, I almost said it smells like oats, like gross oatmeal, but I didn't want to put that in my own head, so I skipped over it. I think I said it smelled like cream of wheat because I didn't want to put it in my head that I thought it was Rare Stash, but it is, and that is absolutely terrible. Yeah, Brad, it's a pass. Well, it is farmy. It smells... There's something about a craft distillate, a young craft distillate. Wow. I told you this before. I put this up against I put Rare Stash up against Blade and Bow in the Bourbon Skirmish video, and it was embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe how bad this is. I thought for sure that one of these would be at least comparable, or I would be, I don't know. That's not good. That's bad. Honestly, if I were to make this fair, I would have to put in like it'd have to be either super young craft distillate from random distilleries or like Canadian whiskeys that have like neutral grain spirits in them, like Black Velvet and Canadian Club, stuff like that. Because that's the level of, and I feel bad because there's a distillery out there in North Carolina, Southern Distilling Company, who makes this stuff. They didn't put a price tag on it. They just sold him the whiskey, and then they put the marketing spin on it and said that this is rare. It's rare. They unearthed rare barrels. for collectors, for bourbon collectors. Did you retire? Did you retire from your job, from your blue collar job from 45 years? Did you bust your ass for 45 years? And you finally retired and you got home and took off your boots for the last time, looked at yourself in the mirror and said, "Good job, partner. You did good." And then you went to your whiskey cabinet and you cracked open the most rare and collectible whiskey you could find. If I did that and I opened a Rare Stash and tasted it, I would go directly back to work. Because obviously the world hates me. That is not good. Like I said, and I'm not even reading comments right now because I'm dumbfounded. The 4 whiskeys that beat this Rare Stash, and I'm not joking. This isn't a joke. This isn't me like playing a game or me like trying to talk bad about it. This is literally me blind tasting these and saying that I honestly thought that glass 2, which was Rare Stash, was disgusting compared to these other 4, which are in the same category of spirit. These are straight bourbon whiskeys. You can buy the 4 bourbons that were leaps and bounds better than Rare Stash. You can buy all 4 bottles. You can buy them all and still have a $20 bill left instead of buying Rare Stash. $100 for that bottle. And these are all 20 or less. Sorry, I'm fired up. I got fired up. Whew. Baby, bring me a lisinopril. I need my blood pressure to drop. That's right. Not only is it rare, it's also craft batch and distilled. Unearthed. Mojo. I don't think, okay, you said this is how Mash and Drum thought of Blue Run. Blue Run's sourced, let me say this. Blue Run's sourced a 14-year-old Kentucky bourbon, and then they put their marketing spin on it with their butterfly, a beautiful bottle, and then they sold it for what, $150, $200? It was still a quality bourbon. And then they put their marketing spin on like their rye and their high rye bourbon. Those are phenomenal, like platinum medal winning whiskeys compared to what this $100 bottle of Rare Stash is. This Rare Stash isn't like, this isn't good. It's not quality. It's piss poor craft young distillate that they look at. The label is actually just paper. It's a paper label, a 1/10 of a gram cork. I don't know. I thought for sure it would do better than that. Super sorry. Worse. It's way worse than Tiger Thick. Tiger Thick was at least like weird and different and made you think like, what the heck is happening here? He blended Japanese whiskey and bourbon together and then finished it in like a Mizunara cask. It was wacky and weird and not great. This is just super young craft distillate. Sorry. 4th place is Glass 3. Which is letter E? What's letter E? Delta Foxtrot. Wow. Delta Foxtrot Whiskey says, is Rare Stash a weeder? Great question. They didn't tell us. They don't tell us anything about it. It might be. As a matter of fact, when I was doing my tasting of it, I thought it could be. I think it might be a young wheated bourbon, but they don't tell you anything about it. All they tell you is that they unearthed rare barrels of bourbon that you should enjoy. after you give birth to your 15th child. Here we are. E was JTS Brown. So JTS Brown came in 4th place. In 3rd place, you won't be doing a rare stash pick, says Jeff Little. No. And by the way, I actually like Dustin Poirier. He seems like a good person. He seems like he's got lots of charities. He seems like a good Louisiana Southern guy. He seems like a nice guy. He's like a family man. Seems like a nice, great guy. But whoever he hired to sell his whiskey should be immediately fired. 3rd place was letter C, which is Very Old Barton, which means we are down to Evan Williams 1783 or Rebel Yell 100. All right. The winner was Glass 5. I thought it was super well-rounded, very gentle, very nice. Actually could sip this and enjoy it. Is letter B, which is son of a bitch, Rebel Yell 100, which means that in my previous talkings about Rebel Yell 100, I wasn't a huge fan. I actually mentioned I wasn't a huge fan. But tonight did really well. Glass 1 was in 2nd place as D, which is Evan Williams 1783. Both Heaven Hill products. The Evan Williams is basically your rye-powered bourbon. Your Rebel Yell 100, which won tonight, is a wheated bourbon, and it's $19.99, give or take. That's that. That's a flight. David says, got a peace out. Thanks, David, for being here. Always enjoyed watching your content. Thanks, Matt. And thanks for taking the rare stash bullet for all of us. The funny thing is, when I saw it, I saw rare stash on being marketed. I didn't know what it was. I saw that it was $100 and I bought it because I'm like, what? I don't know what it is. They don't tell you. And then after you buy it, they continue to not tell you. The only reason I know what distillery it came from is because I did some digging and some research, and I tried to figure out where it could possibly come from. And then I sent those people a message and asked them. And then they said yes. More YouTubers should do worse stuff at the end of the year. Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun, but at the same time, I don't like to talk bad about products. I really don't. I don't like to say negative things about people, because whatever, it's a lot of work to do it, right? And the people who made it, they're at their distillery. They just started making whiskey. It's not their fault that the people who bought it from them put a huge price tag on it and told everybody it was the greatest thing in the world. So I don't like talking bad about it, but at the same time, mom, cover your ears. F them charging consumers $100 for garbage. Outraged is the words I would use. Zachary Jones, I got my ears lowered, friend. All the way down. All right. An unopened Rebel Yell 100. So game misconduct, let me tell you this. Don't expect great things from it. It's not great. For $20, it's good. For $20, it's good, I guess. I guess I need to update my video of whiskeys not to buy, because Rebel Yell actually did well today. Rebel Yell did well, we could say. All right. We did that. My blood pressure is slowly lowering as we go, which is nice. I want to end the night with a little Alberta Premium cask strength rye. I picked up this bottle yesterday at a local store. They got their order in, and I picked this bottle off the shelf before they got it in their system. And I was like, hells yeah. So I'd imagine this must be batch 3 because I had batch 2 last year. I never tried batch 1, but this is the Alberta Premium Rye Cask Strength, 63.7% alcohol by volume, 100% rye whiskey. And I want to end the night on something good. And I'm hoping this is it. It's got a weird faux tack strip with no way to like make it. What the all right. It's cheap. No, it's actually not that cheap. For me, this was $72 plus tax. How do you get to the... Oh, it's got a thing. It's got a strip down the middle. Got to pull it, and you got to... Their quality's not the greatest on their... Whatever. Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye Canadian Rye Whiskey. It's got the grips on it, so you know it's good. It's got the twist top. Oh, Canada. And it's going in a Bardstown Bourbon Company, Glencairn. Oop, it does the glug. I love the glug. That'll do, donkey. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. All right. Let's find out if this Alberta Premium is better than last year. I think last year I thought it was fine, but it was like a bit too not. It was very not sweet. It was very just spicy. But we'll see if this one is more better or worse. I don't know. Glug times 30. Yeah. I love the glug. Gotta love the glug. I should make a t-shirt that says love the glug. Unipoke. Is a 16-year Seagrass Alberta Premium? I know that it's Canadian whiskey. I think it is, yeah. I mean, it's Alberta. It's, well, shoot. The Seagrass is Canadian whiskey, yeah. So it's got to be. Minnesota Bass Hunter says, oh, nice. Bought an Alberta cask strength randomly at a Castco a couple months back for 65 bones. Didn't know what it really was, but something interesting. Haven't opened it yet. Open it up. Let's open it up together. Let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Whiskey Central is still here. Shayla's got a live stream tomorrow in the afternoon. If you're not subscribed to Whiskey Central, then we are no longer friends. So if you want to continue to be friends, then subscribe to Shayla, Whiskey Central. She's the best. She's a sweetheart. It's just a great channel. She has a great palate. She does a lot of stuff that's not American whiskey. She does a lot of stuff that makes me wonder how the heck she palates it. She's like, you know what? I got this scotch from friggin' somewhere that Matt doesn't shop. And it's terrible, but I love it. And I like her for that. Dwayne Clow, cheers, Matt. Respect to you for taking on this tasting. I mean, there's nothing bad here other than the rare stash. You would think that a $100 bottle of whiskey, that this is my point here. Like, when I tasted it against Blade and Bow the other day for a video that I haven't even edited, I was so amazed by the quality discrepancy. Blade and Bow was actually really good compared to this rare stash. And I was like, how bad could it be? That's why I did this flight tonight, to see like where it would rank in like amongst bottom shelf or like low priced bourbons. And it was way worse than those. So just, I don't even know. Unacceptable. Unacceptable behavior. Late to the game. Tim Cornet's here. Everybody loves Tim Cornet, even if he's a little bit corny. All right. Alberta Premium Cask Strength Batch 3. I poured a healthy pour of that. Way darker than anything we've drank tonight. Except for maybe the Bardstown KBS finish. That was pretty dark because it was finished in a stout barrel for 13 months. Whoa. All right. Yeah, if somebody wants to put Shayla Whiskey Central's link in chat, that'd be awesome. Whew. All right. This is 100% rye and 100% cask strength. This smells like the cabinet you keep all of your spices in. The spice cabinet. Let's say that you have a summer home and a winter home. And then you leave your summer home to go south for the winter. And then you come back to your summer home 5 months later. And that spice cabinet, the spice cabinet has been shut for 5 months. Just like procuring and like absorbing and like, what's the word? Intensifying in smells from these spices. Then you open the cabinet and wah-bam, right in the friggin' face. You're like, the heck is that? That's what this smells like. If there was an apple in there too. There's a bit of an apple with just tremendous amounts of, it's like baking. I'm not sure what spice it is. There's definite black pepper, definite. I don't even know how to put it. It smells like just a mixture of a bunch of spices. Cinnamon for sure. I'd say that this nose is much more spicy than sweet. Favorite Canadian whiskey? I've had, I don't know. I kind of like the son of a bitch. Crown Royal, the Northern Harvest Rye is actually pretty damn good. It's not my favorite Canadian whiskey. The Bourbon Junkies, they did a barrel pick of a Canadian rye this year that was really super good. Lot 40s are really good. These Albertas are good. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. Allspice. Apricot. I can see that. There's a little fruitiness to it, but the fruitiness is like overwhelmed by spice. All right, down the hatch with this Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye, 63.7%, 127.4 proof. Wow. Still affecting my palate. Huh. That's good. That's a spice bomb. That's a total spice bomb. It's there's a little bit of that dill note in there. It's 100% rye. So you're going to get all the spice. And then the sweetness you get is just like the lingering sweetness from the rye from the rye grain. It's good. Man, I do like it. This reminds me a lot of what I thought about the batch 2. I like it, but I'm not crazy about it. I'm not super crazy about it. I think at $70, I'll take another sip, but I think at $70, the Knob Creek Cask Strength Rye Whiskeys, if you can still find one of those, I'd pick up one of those over this. But still, finding cask strength rye whiskey at $70 at 127 proof, it's difficult to do. It's a powerful sipper. That is wow. You know what I would do with that? That's a deer camp pour. If you live in Minnesota or like Upper Michigan or Canada or like North Dakota, you go to deer camp, or even up here in Colorado, you go to deer camp, and that's a deer camp whiskey. It is just powerful. It's good. You could just sip that at deer camp right before bed and be like, I'm cold. All my belongings are drying above the fireplace. My gloves and my socks and my boots, they're all drying because we were out in the snow all day. And I sip here, steaming. My body is steaming at night. Sipping this Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye Delight. That's how I feel. Sorry, I was in depth with that. My mom says allspice. Yeah, that's all right. I get it. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see here. Brent Worrell says Canada has to ship those barrels to us or to the US. I believe there is a limit to proof or some weird laws. Yeah, probably. There's so many weird laws when it comes to whiskey. So much. Bobby Shaw. Agreed. I don't believe Smoke Wagon Unfiltered is worth over $100, but unfortunately, that's the going rate. I can get Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof, 1792 Full Proof for less, and still buy a bottle of Turkey 101. Right. I gotta say, I am a fan of Smoke Wagon, but what I've realized recently is their products, whether it be the small batch or the uncut and filtered, they don't do well in blinds. And I've noticed that recently. I mean, like their rare and limited stuff or like their crazy stuff, the Desert Jewel, those are totally different. I'm not sure if the quality or the age are going down with those, but something about it, they just don't do well in blinds. I don't quite get it. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Is Alberta Premium the source for Whistlepig? Whistlepig gets their stuff from a lot of places. I mean, maybe not a lot, but I know that some of their stuff is Alberta Premium, like Alberta Canadian whiskey, Canadian rye, I should say. And they do some MGP stuff. Honestly, I've never bought a bottle of Whistlepig. It's so expensive. Like, I'm not going to spend $100 on a bottle of 6-year rye. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it. Not going to do it. Mark Emenecker says, all the spices or allspice? All the spices, I would say. I don't know. I'd have to smell some allspice to let you know if that's what I'm getting. Spices are weird because if you're not familiar with all the spices, then you can kind of be overwhelmed by just a spicy smell. And that it just reminded me of opening up a cabinet and putting your face in it. Minnesota. Ryan asks, have I ever tried Dancing Goat's Limousine 6? I have not. I have not tried a Dancing Goat. I haven't. Funny story. So this was like 2 years ago. We came to visit family here in Colorado. And as we were driving through the mountains and like on I-70 from Denver to Glenwood Springs, we would tell the kids like, hey, watch for mountain goats. Cause they're kids. And we're just like, you need to do something. So like, look out the window, look for mountain goats. And we didn't see any. But while we were here, like visiting family, we were on some side street going up, basically going up a mountain. I don't really know if that's quite the word, but it's like you're basically going up a mountain in like a residential neighborhood, and like 3 deer jumped out in front of the car, the minivan, the Lamborghini, and I slammed on the brakes, and I was like, oh! And my 6-year-old daughter, who's 6 now, she was 4 at the time, she's like, damn goats! It was a funny story. They were deer, but they were damn goats. They weren't dancing goats, they were damn goats. That's just me oversharing. I'm sorry about that. All right, we've almost been live for what? Wow, what the heck? 2 hours? Not even. All right, Mom. My mom's dropping knowledge. Allspice is a combination of cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and pepper. So cinnamon and nutmeg, that's like pumpkin pie spice. Pepper is another spice I'm well aware of. And clove I can see. Yeah, this is more than that. This is like, there's like blackened seasoning in there and like turmeric, shit like that. That's like you don't. It's hard to like pick out each of them. It's like just an overwhelming. Like it's like it just hits you right in the face. Like I said, like you put your face inside of a spice cabinet and you're like, like you're huffing a spice cabinet. All right. That's scrolling through. We're good there. Ben says, dang, you were live the whole time I was watching Ocean's 13. What the heck was I even doing? You were watching friggin' Clooney and Brad Pitt, buddy. I don't judge you for that, except for the fact it came out like 12 years ago. Whatever, no big deal. All right. I'm going to call it a night. I had a lot of fun. This cheap flight was very eye-opening and made me realize that I didn't actually talk quite enough shit about Rare Stash, which I will get right on doing. I'll get on top of that. Anything else that I have to talk about? Whew. Next week begins Matt Madness next Friday. Let me think what else. Whiskey Weekend is coming up. If you want to sign up for their waiting list, go to whiskeytainment.com. See if there's still spots available. I need to talk to Grease to find out if it is or isn't. But last time I knew of, a week ago, there were a few spots left. So whiskeytainment.com for Whiskey Weekend in Louisville at the end of March. What else? Oh, yeah, I'll be in Bardstown on the 3rd and 4th of March to blend my World's Top Whiskey Taster blend that will be sold in their gift shop. That's going to happen. And I love you with all of my enlarged heart. This thing right here. This thing. But it's over here, though. Why would they put the brain on the heart side? That's a good question. Love you all. My name is Matt. This is ADHD Whiskey. Like I always say, keep your head in the clouds, but your mind on love and loving people.